Right now, you said you were optimistic. You deal with foreign markets. What do you think of Forex, the foreign exchange market? What do you think of that community or people?
Forex traders, like
Yeah.
the
All
guys?
right, there's two things though, from my understanding. There's like the whole little forex, and I don't want to call it a scam or like a Ponzi scheme, but there's that community, and then there's like actual foreign exchange.
Yeah, I mean, you need to understand that the foreign exchange market is probably one of the most complex and faceted market. And the reason I say that is not everybody is accessing foreign exchange markets for investment purposes. And the reason for that is because foreign exchange markets encompass like a global means of exchange. And so the best example I'll give you is a company that's domiciled in the United States, or like based here, and they do business globally. That company is still going to report their value in one currency. And so they're going to make transactions that have nothing to do with the exchange rate. They merely have to do with the fact of they have a risk from these exchange rates fluctuating, and they want to remove that. And so they do so with like options and forwards and a bunch of complicated shit that's really not worth going into. But they're not doing this because they think that the currency is going to go up or down. They just want to remove risk. And so, I mean, a lot of this shit exists. Like when you go to Europe, like you're not like, I mean, maybe you're thinking a little bit about the price. Like it's cheap to go to Europe right now. But at the end of the day, if you go to Europe, you're going to sell dollars and buy euros. And it's one of those interesting markets where there's flows that are coming from like weirdly motivated like decisions. Not all of it's investment related. And so that's why I think it's an interesting market for people to gravitate towards for like technical trading. I mean, this shit exists. Like Japan's famous for having like a bunch of retail like Forex traders. It's kind of weird. There's like, if you look it up, it's like Mr. Wanatabi. They're like Mr. and Mrs. Like they have this whole mantra of like trading their currency.
What's your general opinion on like the whole community itself?
I don't get it because honestly, how do you value a currency?
Do you think it's like more traders, just like so many people trying to trade in and make money?
Yeah, but I think it's something that's easy to. It's an easy narrative to give. The same way that cryptocurrency is an easy narrative to provide. Everyone understands what like currencies are, and everyone can look at a chart and be enticed by the potential for it to go up when you've bought, or to go down when you've sold. And
or enticed into believing that it's like a skill that you can learn and you can get really good at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's also something that, like, for example, all the things that I've talked about, most people probably don't think about that, right? Like, and so it's something that when you teach someone, so if you teach someone about it and you offer them like the ability to make, or you give them potential to make money on it, like it's gonna seem like you're being included in a club, or you're being given some like information or skill that's valuable. And so that's why it sells. It sells well.
Well, do you think it's not valuable? Like,
I just don't know why you would trade foreign exchange, because it's like, it's not really like, it's not a market that has as much like it's not as rational as other markets. For example, if I buy Playboy and in the future, Playboy has stores all over the world and they have a social club and then they sell a bunch of NFTs and their OnlyFans like competitor becomes successful.
Yeah.
If all of that happens, the company should be worth more. If it's not, companies are able to utilize the money that they've made and return it to their shareholders. So nonetheless, if they achieve success via more revenues and more earnings, as an investor,
they'll still get the money.
What happened?
They'll still win.
Yeah, and as an investor, I'll win.
Yeah. But if the investment or the stock price doesn't go up, but the revenue does go up, they still win essentially.
Well, I would win because they can just give me dividends, or they can buy back their own shares to make the price go up.
Okay, so that's what makes it valuable to go to you instead of going to like a foreign exchange market, right?
Well, I just think that like, yeah, foreign exchange is a bit opaque. Like who knows? Like, it's so many things that are just like extremely like unpredictable.
Okay.
Right? Like,
and you feel like Playboy is more predictable because of the actual physical assets that it's building.
I feel like you can have a better edge in identifying companies that are going to be like bigger tomorrow than they are today than you can in which currency is going to strengthen.
Are you saying it's because of the fact that like there's too many factors that contribute to currencies fluctuating?
Yeah, and dude, tell me the fair value for a currency. How the fuck do you value a currency?
By comparing it to
exactly.
currencies?
There's no true value, and that value changes over time.
It's all perspective.